sis, Mom said you're hosting the holidays this year. Hey, Alyssa, how are you doing? Do you like college? Yes, I'm hosting this year. Do you mind if I bring my boyfriend? Yes, you know that this is a time for just family. Some of us are getting on in years. I know that you're almost 30, but I'm sure you have plenty of Christmases left. Oh, haha, you're very funny. You know I meant our grandparents. We've already lost one grandma. I want to make sure we get the most of the time we have left with them. Way to bring down the holidays. They're supposed to be jolly, you know? I know, but we should also take the time to really enjoy loved ones. I love Chris, so that should mean I can bring him. We don't know Chris, so no, I don't think he counts. If he can't come, then I won't come. I'll be disappointed, but that's your decision. I'm gonna tell Mom. She's not gonna take your bad attitude. You asked me and I gave you my answer. If you want to ask Mom, go right ahead. I don't need your permission. No, you don't, and I don't care if you do. You have gotten to be horrible in your old age. And you are acting entitled for someone who's supposed to be an adult. I'm telling Mom! I don't care. Now, if you don't want to complain about something else, I have to get back to work. You didn't used to be this mean. You didn't used to be this childish. Just you wait up. I'll bring Chris, no matter what you say. Hi, honey. Are you still at work? No, I left early so that I could prepare for the holidays. That's a good idea. Anyway, I talked to Alyssa a while ago. She said that you won't let her bring her boyfriend to the celebrations. I don't think it's a good idea. None of us know him. We don't know anything about him. His name is Chris. What's his last name? I don't know, and I don't think it matters. I'm sure that it'll be fine. From the way she was acting, I don't trust her judgment. She's young, honey. Remember what you were like at that age? Yes, I do. And there is no point in time where I would demand that I be allowed to bring a boyfriend home. If you guys had said no, I would have accepted that. You never tried to bring anyone home. That's because I was trying to be respectful. What if we let her stay at our house? I don't know why that would change anything. She didn't ask if she could stay with me, just if she could bring her boyfriend. Well, of course she wanted to stay at your house. Why? We don't have any extra space. We already have 2 kids sharing a room. Alyssa would be miserable here. I think she wanted to bond with you over the holidays. It's not like she's ever had much time with you. I'm not following her logic, Mom. She wants to bring her boyfriend? That's not gonna help bond with me and my family. It's just her way of showing that she wants to get to know you better. My answer is still no. Both to her staying at my house and in bringing a boyfriend to the celebration. You're being unreasonable. I'm not comfortable with a stranger being in my home. There will be so many people around. What do you think he could do? Steal your TV? I just don't want other members of our family to be uncomfortable because there's a stranger present. This should be a chance to really spend time with family. A stranger would make it harder to do that. You aren't being fair to your sister. And you aren't being fair to everyone else. Why don't you ask them? If the other members of the family are okay with it, I'll let their decision stand. Okay, I'll do that. I knew you would eventually see reason. I just want other people to have a say. Hi, honey. The verdict is in, and Chris should be allowed to come to the dinner. You asked around already? Yes. I'm surprised that you got answers so quickly, especially since so many people are so busy right now. Well, you said that you would listen to what other people said, and I'm telling you what I found. Okay. I'll let Alyssa know that she can bring Chris. She still can't stay with me, though. Ugh, you're being ridiculous. I don't have room for her and a boyfriend. Besides, my kids are too young to be exposed to that kind of relationship. Sometimes you're such a prude. I learned it from you, remember? I wasn't allowed to date until I was 17 years old. You didn't show any interest anyway. I need to get back to work. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, Please don't forget to let your sister know. Will do. Talk to you later. Hey, Alyssa. You and Chris can come to the dinner.
Great. Can we have Andy's bedroom?
No. Mom said you can stay at their house.
What? I don't want to stay at Mom and Dad's house. We won't be able to have sex there.
Well, you can't stay at my house.
But that's not fair.
Alyssa, we don't have room. I'm not asking my oldest child to give up his room, especially since you made it clear that you plan to use the room for sex.
Well, I could take you and Dex's bed, but the idea of sleeping on a bed where you have had sex is icky.
No. I'm glad to hear that. I wouldn't give you my room anyway. You and your boyfriend can come to the party, but you cannot stay at my house.
Fine. We'll get a hotel room. He's 26, so I'm sure he'll be able to rent a car and get a hotel room.
What do you mean he'll rent a car? Weren't you planning on driving back?
Mom said she'll buy me tickets, and we thought you could lend us a car. If we aren't staying with you, though, I would rather not have to keep going to your house for the car. Oh, I know. You can lend us the car for the whole 2 weeks.
What? No, I can't. Dex and I both need our vehicles. And since you crashed your last car, there's no chance you could borrow one of ours.
That wasn't my fault.
You got a DUI.
Right, it was the alcohol, not my driving that caused the accident.
Oh my. I'll see you at the party. I need to get back to work. Mom, we need to talk. Why are you texting me? We're celebrating as a family. You told me that other members of the family were okay with Alyssa's boyfriend. They clearly didn't know he was coming. They must have forgotten. No, Mom. They said you didn't ask them. Why are you even checking on this? You shouldn't have threatened not to let your sister come. I didn't threaten her. I told her that her boyfriend wasn't welcome, but she could come on her own. You shouldn't have done that. It's not fair to her. She's exploring and learning about herself. Support her in the journey. What are you talking about? That was not the way you raised me at all. Your father and I fixed our mistakes. We're trying to be better parents with your sister. Are you saying you think? We just know that some of your flaws are our fault. We didn't want to do that for Alyssa. Well, her boyfriend is 26 and currently he's leering at Tasha. How is his age relevant? There's an 8-year age gap between him and Alyssa. Tasha is only 2 years younger than Alyssa. You're being paranoid and biased. I'm sure he's just surprised by how pretty Tasha is. Mom, that's really disturbing. And other family members are equally bothered by him. They should be trying to make him feel welcome. He's probably feeling their nervousness and responding to it. I don't like having him in my house. Oh, the party will be over soon enough. And didn't you want to make the most of this party? It's a bit difficult while having to keep an eye on Alyssa's creepy boyfriend. You need to stop. I'll take care of Chris. Okay, just make sure he doesn't go looking around the house. I already stopped him from sneaking into our bedroom with Alyssa. Stop, Gina. This is exactly why we took a different approach to raising Alyssa. You look at the world all wrong. Just keep him out of the rest of the house. Mom, did you take the turkey out of the oven? No. Did you ask someone to take it out? Why would I do that? You've made it clear this is your house and your party. We wouldn't want to put a foot wrong and have you get bent further out of shape. Dex didn't move it, and I definitely didn't, so where is it? I don't know why you think I would know where it is. Where's Chris? I don't know. He and your sister started making out a while ago, so I left them alone. How long ago? I don't know. Not long after you last pestered me. Where is Chris?
He has friends here. Since you guys made him feel unwelcome, he went to hang out with them.
Did he take the turkey with him?
What? Why would he do that?
Because I found him stealing stuff from the house earlier.
I'm sure he was just looking at it.
He put it in his pockets.
Are you suggesting that he stole the turkey and slipped it into his pocket?
No one was in the kitchen. Dex and I have looked around all over the kitchen and in other rooms. The turkey isn't here.
Did you check the oven?
Do you want to come verify?
It's your house, your party, your work.
I'm gonna check the security footage.
The what?
We installed cameras inside because there have been break-ins nearby.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Do you want to clear your conscience before I see what you're trying to hide?
We had sex in your bedroom.
We'll talk about that huge breach of trust later. For now, we're looking over other footage.
Whatever. I'm sure you'll find you just lost it. Maybe you put it outside or something.
Your boyfriend stole the turkey. Get out of my house.
What? You can't do that.
I'm gonna have to tell people what happened because that was the main course. You and your boyfriend have made this party uncomfortable. I want you to leave.
I'm telling Mom.
Great. Bring her here so I can show her how your boyfriend stole our dinner.
I hate you.
What did you do to your sister? She just stormed out of here. I can't get her to come back inside. Chris stole the turkey. You don't know that. We have cameras in the house. There's footage of him taking it out of the oven and slipping out the back door with it. Why would you have that in your house? That's not the point, Mom. You were supposed to watch him so that he didn't mess up the party. We don't have anything else for dinner. You should have done a better job of planning. How is this my fault? I didn't even want that creep in my house. You were always such a control freak. I don't know why you didn't have a contingency plan for this. You never made more than one main course for dinner. And who thinks that the turkey will get stolen? It could have gotten burned or ruined somehow. Again, you never had another meal as backup. That shouldn't be necessary. You need to apologize to your sister and tell her to come back. I will not let her back in my house again. Get your sister back, Gina. Because you didn't do what you promised, I now have to make a miracle happen so that we can feed everyone. Alyssa is your mess to clean up. How dare you? Gina, you made your sister run away. You're responsible for getting her to come back here. Sorry, Dad, but I'm having to whip up a completely different dinner. Your sister is the priority. Her boyfriend stole the Christmas turkey. He's the embodiment of the Grinch. Your mother said that you were blaming Chris. I can't blame him for leaving with the way you treated him. We have evidence. Chris stole it, and now Dex and I are scrambling to make something. I'm sure you can order something. Then you'll have time to go bring your sister back. Out! I want you and Mom out of my house now! How dare you be so disrespectful to us? You, Mom, Alyssa, and Chris have been nothing but disrespectful to everyone here. Get out and don't contact me. When I calm down, we will talk. We are the parents. We determine when we talk. Leave now, or I'll call the cops. You're a horrible daughter. You and Mom have chosen your side. I hope it works out for you. Alyssa is a much better daughter. Great! She can take care of you then.
Mom, they've evacuated the school.
What happened? Are you okay?
I don't know, but the teacher said that it wasn't a fire drill.
Do you see any smoke?
No.
Okay, honey. Just listen to your teachers and make sure to stay, okay?
Okay.
I'll see if we should come pick you up. If so, I'll be there as soon as possible. How can you press charges against your own sister? She made her choice. She called in the bomb threat to my daughter's school. Only because you were pressing charges for theft on her boyfriend. He stole a turkey and almost ruined Christmas. How can you be so petty? If you hadn't pressed charges on him, Alyssa wouldn't have called in a threat. Are you even seeing what you're typing? Making false bomb threats is a felony. And she terrified my children. Andy got knocked over on the way out and is still having trouble sleeping. How come you don't care about your grandchildren? It's your fault all of this happened. Your father agrees with me. Wow. I didn't realize just how horrible you and Dad have become. Then again, I wasn't there over the last few years. It's a good thing, too. Alyssa would have turned into a paranoid, whiny, vindictive horror like you. Thank you, Mom. Coming from you, that feels like a compliment. Enjoy your little monster. You need to help her get out of jail. No, I need to take care of my family and remove you guys from it. I won't let you ruin my daughter's future. She did it to herself. Why were you trying to take my children out of school? Hello to you too, Gina. Have you reconsidered pressing charges on your sister? No, she's going to be charged. And she'll be getting the doctor's bill for what happened to Andy. And if they end up in therapy, she'll get that bill too. You have insurance. There's no need to further threaten your sister. How we raised such a cruel, heartless thing like you, I'll never know. Thank God we changed our tune for your daughter. Oh yeah, that worked out really well. She's dating a drug dealer, assisting in theft, and calling bomb threats to schools. You really mastered parenting with your second kid. What do you mean by drug dealer? The police showed us Chris's rap sheet. He's a criminal. Drug dealing was just one of the standouts. Alyssa wouldn't date someone like that. Sure, because a reasonable person steals turkeys from the oven. Stop bringing up the past. It's over. The court case is still ongoing. That's on you. Actually, that's because he's got such a long list of crimes. He would have been let go if not for that. You could end it now by dropping the charges. You could be a decent human and get your child under control. You could be a decent sister and drop the charges against her. You do realize that her charges aren't my fault. She called in a bomb threat to a school. The authorities are after her. I just am glad they are. Clearly you and Mom aren't teaching her to be accountable for anything. You will ruin her future. Is that why you tried to take my kids out of school? Were you planning on using them to get me to try to convince the authorities not to press charges? Your mother and I had to do something. Alyssa will have a hard time getting a job and it will be your fault. Actually, it's her fault. I didn't tell them she did it. I'm not the one pressing charges on her. You trying to harm my children to get something for her is pointless. And the other people at fault are you and Mom. You clearly failed Alyssa if this is what she's doing at just 19 years old. She's just making mistakes. Everyone sows their oats at her age. And what about kidnapping when you are in your 50s? Is that sowing oats too? What does that mean? The cops have been contacted, and I plan to show them this text exchange. You know, the one where you admit to trying to kidnap my children? You wouldn't dare. We're your parents. What is wrong with you? You raised me with a sense of morality and ethics. And since you clearly haven't learned anything from watching Chris and Alyssa pay for their crimes, it's time you feel it yourselves. My parents were arrested, and using the evidence that they were trying to kidnap my children, I got a protective order against them. That stopped all of the harassing phone calls and issues. Unfortunately, since nothing had come out of it, they didn't end up having to serve time, just pay a fine and do community service. I had already removed them from the approved pickup list. That was why I knew that they had tried to check out my children. After the protective order was put in place, we actually moved closer to the rest of our family. My sister ended up getting a few years in prison, something that I thought would benefit her. Not only because she was finally facing consequences, but because she wasn't able to use drugs. I don't want anything to do with her, because I need to take care of my children. I know that she's still dating Chris, and I wasn't about to let him be connected to my family in any way. I hope that she gets her act together, but I will not be a part of that process. Chris ended up getting nearly a decade in prison a few months after Alyssa's trial because he stole a car to go visit his friends. I'm glad that we moved, and we made sure that our information was secure so that we would be much harder to find. My kids are doing better, and they like their new school. A part of me thinks that's because of the bomb threat, and they think that there actually was a bomb there. The new school has some great classes that my kids love, so there's plenty to help them move forward. The rest of my family has been wonderful to us. A few of them are keeping tabs on my parents and sister, but they don't bother me and my family unless they think we need to know. We now get to spend a lot more time with my grandparents, and my kids adore them. Dex's parents moved close by too, so we really have a lot of support now.